The actual structuring of the deals is going to be about, with David asking questions, it'll probably be 4 hours. But if David wasn't here, it'd be 2 hours. 2 hours. No questions, 60 minutes. 60. And that's if I really slow down into slow motion. Because the actual structure of these, some of the kids are asking for case studies. Oh, God, help me. I think you don't need any fucking case studies. Unencumbered cash flow's got to cover debt service, full stop, period, end of story. That's the whole seminar. Unencumbered cash flow has got to cover debt service, full stop, end of story. The seminar's over. I'm going to say it again. Unencumbered cash flow has got to cover debt service, end of story. There's plenty of money out there for the deal if the numbers work. People in general, they think that reading a book is taking action. They think listening to a podcast is taking action. They think a video or whatever it is taking action. No! That's fucking procrastination. So you don't have to make a decision. So you don't have to pull the trigger. I mean, there's a big, huge difference. Take action. You know, as you were taught, just fucking do it. I mean, Dalai Lama had his 80th birthday last year. Some of my mentees were invited. I wasn't. The Dalai, he doesn't know me, or maybe he does know me, but he didn't invite me. In his closing remarks, and it's one of the slides that you got, it's that praying is fine, meditation is fine, a bunch of other shit is fine, but it's take action, take action, take action that is the only thing that counts. It's the fucking Dalai. Saint Teresa, who I put my money on when she was just a goddamn Mother Teresa, same thing. Take action, take action, take action. All the rest is bullshit. You can pray, you can do all those things, but take action is the thing that differentiates you from everybody else. You're sitting here because of something that happened to you in your life. That wasn't a good thing. You don't seek out professionals like him if your life was good. You seek out professionals like him because you're a cunt. And you don't want to be a cunt anymore. I eat people like you for fucking breakfast. And the guys that I know, I mean, some of them, they say they can eat me for breakfast, which is bullshit, but they think they can eat me for breakfast. You do something that scares you, because what we've done now is we've developed a methodology to make people feel comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's a quantum leap, pun intended.
Is that the essence of really what you do, is getting people to take more risk, to get out of their comfort zones, and then the wealth comes later?
It's not just out of their comfort zones. It's to change your reality. Okay, you know, your reality is different than my reality. And, you know, your followers' realities are all different. But it's to change your reality. And to make yourself accountable. That's not just getting outside your comfort zone, make yourself accountable. Okay? Not just accountable, not accountable to somebody else. Accountable to you, me, you know, yourself, because that's the ultimately that's the only person you should be accountable to, is yourself. And we grow up, in my judgment, wrongly, that that we don't hold ourselves accountable enough. We just don't. We've learned to come up with reasons why we can't do this, reasons why it's okay not to do this, reasons why you didn't follow up on time, reasons why I told the guy I'd get back to him by Wednesday. It's now Friday. Oh, it's the weekend. I'll now get back to him, so, you know, on Monday. And life has gotten... Walt Disney's older brother, Roy Disney, told me about 50 years ago, when value is clear, decisions are easy. When value is clear, decisions are easy. Okay? And if it takes you more than a microsecond to decide to buy something, value's not clear. It just isn't. By the second day, by the afternoon of the second day, how do you get the fucking money? The money's easy. That's the easy part. What did your accountant tell you about money? And I've been saying that for a long, long time. Money's not the issue, guys. Money's the easy part of the equation. Finding the deal. That's the hard part of the equation. Money is no problem. You can get that. Every fucking ruthless deal in this room, or watching me on YouTube, is financial. Every fucking one. Doesn't matter how stupid it is. And most of your deals, after looking at your business, your sheets are pretty fucking stupid. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, I've been in this race for a long, long time. And when I graduated, when I got that big award in that little teeny school that you got to explain about, and the CBS correspondent's got the mic in front of the dean of the School of Business, Dr. Teeter, you've known Mr. Pena for 28 years, blah, 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 blah. You must have seen a lot of change. And Dr. Teeter, Shirley, God rest her soul, because she's gone now, she says, no, I haven't really seen much change in Danny. That's what I used to be called. The only thing that's happened with Danny Pena is his accomplishments caught up with his big fucking mouth. Now what kind of, I'm there getting the award of the goddamn century. What kind of shit is that for the dean to say? What got worse? They go and they put the microphone in my dad's face. And they say, Mr. Pena, you must be very proud of your son. And he says, I am. I'm very proud of him. But, and when the but, and the shoe's about to hit the ground, he says, but my son is successful not because of me, but in spite of me. And kids, to the extent that you've got any success out of your lives, for the most of you, it's in spite of your parents, not because of them. Because love just don't get the fucking job done, contrary to what you've been taught. And as I said this is the thing I get most re-quoted on from London Real. And when your mom's sick, you're not going to pay for it with Zen. What's more important? To me, the fucking money. To them, their fucking precious egos. And the exploration guys, every time we drilled a dry hole, it was a Great Western dry hole in the Gulf of Mexico. When it was a successful barn burner, big well, it was a Japex well. It killed my team. It still kills them. Grates on their ass today, the ones that are alive. But when nobody else had a fucking dime, we had more money we could burn. We could light our cigars with fucking $1,000 bills. So what's more fucking important? You fucking tell me. I can't even imagine trying to do that you know where. There's a reason I live in this motherfucking castle, you stupid cunts. There's a reason why I got a Bentley and a Cobra and a Rolls Royce. There's a reason I got all this shit. Because I'm fucking smart and I trained you to be fucking smart. But I can't be in every fucking meeting with you. And you get weak. You get weak in the fucking knees. Your dick shrinks up, your tits shrink up. And you say the thing that they want to hear and not the thing you should fucking say that you should hear. You get wobbly. Oh. What's it called when you fall asleep?
Narcolepsy.
Narcolepsy. Sometimes I wish I had it. Okay, so what's your question?
I was just going to ask what happens if you get asked about that.
They're not going to ask you. They're not going to ask you. They're not going to ask you. They're just not. They're just not. Now, he'll probably forget the CFO's profile. See? And somehow he'll say, in the notes. And what I love when I say something like, he says, I didn't find it in my notes. I did not understand. I went through all my notes. I went through all 2,026 slides and I could not find it. But just because you don't write it down in your fucking notes doesn't mean I didn't say it. Believe me. Okay. And I said at the beginning, the most successful people that come to the seminar are the ones that take the best notes and use them in conjunction with all the fucking slides you're going to get. Well, I haven't seen anybody wearing out too many pencils in here taking notes. So if you don't listen to that, now, I don't know if you're playing Pac-Man or taking notes. I'm hoping you're taking notes. But if you don't listen to that, how can I possibly expect you to listen to anything else? How? But if you really want to have a go, as they say in Britain, then have a fucking go. Then go balls to the wall. The real reason most people don't go balls to the wall is they're afraid of failing. They don't want to go on record saying, I'm going to go balls to the wall and do everything I humanly can to be a giant success, make a lot of money, then try to save the world. Because then they're on record. I'm going balls to the wall. And then when they step on their fucking dick and fall on their face and fail, they're on record. That's why you don't do it. I say you collectively, not you specifically. Maybe some of you specifically. That's why you don't do it. You know, you don't suck up your pantyhose and take the risk. And these guys that we keep talking about are people that have taken risks. No risk, no glory.
This happens to be my uniform and has been for a long, long time. I don't look like these cheap-suited gurus, and I certainly don't wear t-shirts and fucking jeans to get up there when people are paying me as much money as you guys are paying me. But the point is, you only have one time to make a first impression. One time. That's it. There is no second chance. But nobody likes being embarrassed. And one of the first things I said, the difference between myself and many of the high-performance people and you is we don't mind engaging in self-deprecation. We poke fun at ourselves. When I make a mistake, it's like when I crawled in with my head in my hand on my knees to see the former head of the Kuwaiti investment office. You know, I fucked up. I didn't really fuck up, but somebody in my team fucked up. That means I fucked up. And so I was willing to pay the price through the embarrassment.
And the reason why we call this QLA, Quantum Leap, is because in 1993, the night before I came up with the name, I was watching TV, and there used to be a program called Quantum Leap on television, where a guy would go into the past or go into the future, etc. And I was at a J. Abraham seminar at the Los Angeles airport because I was doing my due diligence. I was going to everybody's seminar for a year to see what the competition was or the lack thereof, and what they were really telling these people. And I went to a J. Abraham. I actually paid $5,000. I didn't know that 3/4 of the people are there for fucking free. I didn't know that. I paid $5,000, and they're passing a mic around. Every other person was supposed to get the mic to say, stand up and say why we were there. So the mic's coming, and the mic was going to go to some little old lady that was sitting next to me. So when they started to pass, I just ripped the mic out of her hand, and I stood up and I said, my name's Dan Pena, and I am the initiator, inventor of Quantum Leap Advantage. 1 second, you'd be still spreadsheeting the mother to try to find out, does somebody already have the intellectual property on this? I mean, what does it really mean, Quantum Leap? In 1/100th of a second, I decided that was the name of the shit I was going to do. Based on the program I saw the night before. And then I got up and I talked and explained. And then later on that day, J. Abraham asked, there was about 500 people in the audience, asked me, he said, would you like to address the group? I said, sure. The first break was about 9:30, 10. I spoke from 10 o'clock in the morning till 5. I had the group in the palm of my hand. And I said then, this is an easy fucking gig. I was wrong. Remember, never underestimate how wrong it can be. That's when I thought they'd have to queue up 50 across and 5 miles deep. I was wrong, because in the end, the people didn't want to hear how hard it was. You could make a lot of money, you could make billions, but you had to work your fucking ass off 100 hours a week and nobody wanted to hear that. But that's how I came up with the name.